Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining my session in We Do AI 2025. This is my second time being invited here, and I'm truly honored to be part of this amazing series of events with such brilliant people presenting the future of AI and how are we going to move forward utilizing artificial intelligence and, of course, cloud. My name is Konstantinos. I'm calling from Athens. You can find a lot of details and a lot of my projects in this GitHub page, pasadis.github.io. And today we're going to discuss and see an actual workshop. I'm not going to take your time with presentations. I like a lot of uh, hands-on and workshops and demonstrations. So let me explain what I have chosen to present. This session comes from the Season of AI series of presentations and workshops created by the community, Microsoft community. This is Microsoft community content which I have taken and I have created my own session. The very basis and most of the content is still the original from the season of AI. It's season 2, Copilots, and the solution is named Build Your Own Copilot using Teams AI library.net. Actually, it's very interesting because there is no Teams AI library right now. We're talking about Microsoft 365 agents, but the solution remains the same. And because I'm a curious person, I like to do things. I have added some additional things that we can see. This solution touches everything, literally everything, from Azure, AI Search, AI Foundry, and OpenAI, up to Microsoft Teams, Visual Studio, of course, and ultimately our solution, which is our own Copilot that can assist us explore CVs from fictitious people and assist us in our hiring process, or explore skill sets from people in order to hire them, or whatever we want to do. Of course, the this is the critical part that you can change. Okay, from CVs you can easily move to another PDF or another type of data, and still your Copilot can be here helping you with this data. And this is the important stuff. I tried to change this PDF approach with the CVs and do something else, but I didn't have time, so we're keeping the CVs, which I have to say it is also provided. These CVs, these resumes are provided through the GitHub repo of the community. It is these fictitious resumes .zip. So what we are going to explore today, we're going to create our own Copilot that lives in Microsoft Teams and can help us answer questions, get information about our data which is PDF files, which is uploaded into Azure AI Search, breaking down, and then utilizing the text embeddings model from OpenAI. It is chunked and provided through the LLM to get information and insights from this data. What we're going to need is Visual Studio. So we are opening Visual Studio to start our deployment. I have the project ready, but I'm going to show you some step of how to start with, because there is no Teams AI library right now. Okay, the project's names have changed. We are now dealing with Microsoft 365 Agents Toolkit. So when we want to recreate this solution, we're going to search for Microsoft Teams, and we're going to find this one, Microsoft 365 Agents. You can see here that the tags are verifying that you are in the correct selection of application. And there are templates to select from, so you're choosing this one. Going next, uh, keep it separate, the project and the solution. and then you can click create. And here is the important thing. Here is how you select what you are going to build. You can create a declarative agent, you can create the weather agent, the basic agent for Teams, chat with your data, and so on. What you're going to select for this solution is a basic agent for Teams. And I prefer to utilize .NET 8 and no action for anything else. Just create, and there you are. You have your first template ready to be configured. So let's go back and open the solution where it's going to take us in the point where I just took you when you open the template. I have named it Career Assistant because this is what it does. So here it is, Visual Studio 2022, Microsoft 365 Agents template, selecting the basic chat for Teams, and here it is. Now, there are certain ways that you can do certain things. First of all, I propose to you to go and create the tunnel. The tunnel is useful because you can create a tunnel directly from Visual Studio to your Teams uh, uh, tenant. Okay, so you may have Teams to another tenant or whatever. This tunnel helps you start and see how this Teams application behaves before you publish it through the standard method of publishing a Teams app to your tenant. But there is a big but here. You need to be Teams administrator or global administrator in order to change an important parameter. If you don't change this parameter, you won't be able to proceed. The parameter is to allow users to create Teams apps, if I remember correctly. Let me show you quickly this setting. You can go to teams.microsoft.com. It's the administrative portal for Teams. Connect via Teams administrator or a global administrator. No, it's not Teams. I'm sorry. It is the Teams admin center. This is what I wanted to open. So let me go back and find the admin center for Teams. Yeah, it's Copilot everywhere. So we need the admin, and again admin, and here you will find all admin setters, and in all admin setters you will find tips as well. So you have to go to the Teams administrative center. In the Teams apps setting, you will find the setup policies and the permission policies. In the setup policies, you need to make sure that both are switched to on. Most important, the upload custom apps. This is what makes sense. The other one is not that important. You need this one to make it work. Upload custom apps. When you are ready to publish, to work through the tunnel, you need this setting on. Okay, it's not only for publishing. Okay, it's also for testing. So first things first, Teams administrative center, Teams apps, setup policies, upload custom apps set to on. And now we have taken this out of the way. Let's return to Visual Studio. We need to create our tunnel. So it's very easy to create your tunnel from this menu on the top where you can start your applications. There is this drop down menu. You have the ability to create the tunnel. So let me find it from the start. Dev tunnels. You need to create a tunnel, and you will be asked to select a user to log into Teams. Okay, this user must have a Teams license, able to open Teams and work with Teams. Okay, you can give a name to the tunnel. The type will be temporary and access will be public. Okay, these are the settings. You can give your own name here, and you are able now to work with a tunnel. It is named Dev Tunnel, Development Tunnel, from Visual Studio to your Teams tenant and your Teams instance. So this is the one. When you create it, you can right click on it, make it active, or make it clear from active, or make it active. Okay, you're going to have this thing here just to be able to make sure that your tunnel is up and running. Now it is stopped because nothing is running. Perfect. So what we need to do, it is very easy. It is very easy. When you start with a very basic setup, you don't need actually to do anything. Okay, I have enhanced a lot this application, and I will publish everything in GitHub. Now it is not published, but until the 15th of September it will be published, and you can find everything in the GitHub link I showed you earlier, also in my website cloudblogger.eu. So it's very easy. Let's see what's happening. First of all, let's see what the community has to offer, because everything is coming from the community. Okay, I have just added bits and pieces here and there to make it a little bit more um, enhanced. Okay, so let's see what else we need. So we have this Microsoft 365 account, of course. We spoke about Teams. We need Teams Toolkit for Visual Studio. Okay, so in Visual Studio, you know that there is this installer. Okay, make sure that your installer has installed the thing that I'm going to show you right now. It's not called it is not called the same name anymore. But for example, let's go to this enterprise preview. I don't want to mess things up with my current Visual Studio. So make sure from your installer that for ASP.NET and web development, this one, the installation details include the Microsoft 365 Agents Toolkit. So from now on, every time we say Teams AI Toolkit, it's the same. It's the successor, the Microsoft 365 Agents Toolkit. It's now the future of the previous Teams AI Toolkit. Okay, there are a lot of things we can do. Maybe in another session we can see how we can enhance Copilot from M365 actually. So make sure that you have this toolkit installed. Next, you need to have an Azure OpenAI instance or service ready. So you need to have your Azure subscription, and you have to create an OpenAI resource. So you don't need something fancy, you just need Azure OpenAI. The models are GPT 3.5 Turbo or GPT 4. You can use both of them. I mean, you can use both of them, yes. I have created a 3.5. Let's go to see what I have actually created. So I have created my OpenAI resource in Azure. And let's go to the Foundry portal to see the model deployment. It's really touching everything. Yes, you can see here that we are going everywhere. So here we are in our Azure AI Foundry, and we are managing our Azure OpenAI resource. From the deployments, my suggestion is to create a GPT 3.5 Turbo or a GPT 4. Okay, I'm using this 3.5 Turbo. It's excellent for what it does. I don't mind using it, and actually it's a little bit cheaper. So you are going to need the OpenAI endpoint, the classic endpoint, this one, your key, okay, and the model deployment name. In my case, it's GPT dash 35 dash turbo, yeah, minus turbo. Okay, so that's it regarding your AI. You also need text embedding ADA002, and this is because you will break PDFs down into their embeddings and store them into Azure AI Search. Okay, and how we're going to do that? Let's see. From your Foundry portal, you can go to your GPT-35 Turbo and open it in the playground. Okay, let me see which one I'm using. I have two OpenAIs if I remember correctly. Yes, it's this one. Excellent. So I will use this one. You will use GPT-35 or GPT-4, doesn't matter. The point is that you open Playground. Now, you're going to add your data, okay? And then you're going to add a data source. You should have downloaded the resumes from the community portal or added your own data. And this is the important stuff. I suggest to use your own data. Take some PDFs, take some manuals, some documentation, take something that you are going to ask questions about it. Take a vast amount of PDFs or PDFs that contain a lot of information, which you want to make sure that you're getting correct responses regarding their content. Of course, you can go the safe way and select the fictitious resumes from the community, and you're going to have your CVs here for users that you are interested in hiring. So here they are. Okay, I have added also a fictitious mine with a fictitious name of mine. Let me show you how this thing looks. They're fictitious, so you will find them also in Chinese. Doesn't matter. AI, we can do everything. Doesn't need to be everything in English. So let's see this one. Okay, very classic and uh, minimal curriculum vitae. Okay, back to our playground. You are in your playground. You have selected add a data source. So from select data source, you're going to select upload files. Once you select that, Azure needs somewhere to store your data. So you need a blob storage resource. Either you have already storage accounts in your subscriptions or you can create one. Don't panic if you see this message. Okay, it is just about cross-origin resource sharing. It is needed because different data sources are accessing the storage account. You need to have enabled cross-origin resource sharing. If you don't, it will do it for you. So let's say that we are using this one and then select AI search. Free tier is not supported. So you're going to select basic. Okay, be careful. It's not a cheap service. Basic, it is bearable, but if you're not ready to invest, just make your demo work and then remember to shut it down, delete it. So you're going to create a new Azure AI search resource. There is the free tier, the basic tier, the standard tier, and I think it's also the premium one. And high density, storage optimized. Yes, we have also new ones, and we have more capacity and vector quotas. Basic, it's fine, you understand. It's more than five, than fine. Free is not supported. So you select the basic, and you can create a basic service, add your name, and select the region where you want to add it. Of course, you have networking capabilities regarding private endpoints and public network access and so on. So you have selected your AI search, and then you need to add an index name. An index name is actually an index in Azure AI search. You can have more than one index in Azure AI search. You just have to be sure to create correct names and understand what each one is. The, um, the demo here proposes to have, let me show you, a very dis this distinguishable name, resumes. Resumes. So here it is. You created your index, you add vector. Okay, you need to click this one because you're going to use vector. And for someone to use vector search, you need to create embeddings, right? And that's why you are selecting the text embedding ADA002 model responsible for the chunking of PDFs and creating the embeddings out of these chunks. The theory of AI explains very well what embeddings are and how they are created and what they are representing. So you create also this and then you move forward. Let me select this one. Let me add another index so you can see the next part. So here is the part where you actually upload your files. Okay, you have extracted the zip file from the community. I will also have the link, and you upload the files. Remember to click the upload, the actual upload. You will see everything is uploaded. And here in the search type, you don't need too much. Vector is more than enough. Since we are activating vector, vector search is fine. You will create just one profile. You don't have to manage as a semantic similarity and semantic profiles and all that stuff. Vector is fine. Go with the instructions. Okay. In this case, vector is what the instructions say. You can um, select a smaller size for your chunking, but you can leave it default, which is the best option for me. Leave it default. And next, remember to select the API key. We're not going with managed identities unless you prefer managed identities and if this is your thing, you want everything to be done through managed identities. If you do that, remember to have a good look in the documentation, what roles are needed so the services can authenticate each other. API key is the safest way since you are using your API key and most things happen automatically through the wizards and the Foundry portal. And that's it. When I press save and close, what's happening? The ingestion. Okay, the PDFs have been uploaded into our blob storage, and then a call is made from the storage account to the OpenAI text embedding ADA002. They are creating the embeddings and they are stored in AI search in batches. Okay, because they are very small files, it will happen very fast. It already happened, as you can see here. And you have your data now in AI search. And by data, we mean data. Okay, in our case, it's going to be resumes, but as I said, you can select something else that will make that you can make use of. Okay, or can help you experiment a little bit better with more liberty, freedom of what you are doing. But again, this example is fine. You're gonna love this anyway, so yes. Okay, we have created now our infrastructure, let's say, and our data is all also ready to be consumed. We need to return to Visual Studio now, and we need to do some things here. Okay, first of all, you will find this skprompt.txt in the community repo. I have enhanced it a lot. The reason is I am not just asking the model to bring me data, to bring me information about the candidates and who is better for each type of job. I'm also utilizing function to send email. So I have enhanced it a lot. You will find it in GitHub. Let's have a quick look here. Always greet your user with excitement and introduce yourself. You can also instruct the model to use emojis. It's a very smart thing. You're bringing positivity through your AI. Instructing the capabilities is a very important part when you're dealing with open models. You don't have absolute control, so you need to focus on what you are allowing them to do. Okay, these are your capabilities, and you have also this functionality. When the user asks to send interview invitation or emails, call the appropriate action. Don't ask for confirmation. And this is an example. It's always nice to provide examples to your AI through your prompts. It makes your life much easier as you go on. The example here, some rules that we are setting for our model, the available actions. When a user says this, ask for this, and so on. And we also keep a history. So this is the skprompt.txt, a file that you will find in your project in the Solution Explorer, and it will be visible through this uh, right rightmost menu in the prompts folder. Okay, this is the skprompt. Also, config.json, another important file. This file is very important because the first part, you will find it in the community repo, is setting the parameters of how the bot will interact with Azure AI search. Okay, so we're using chat completions, including history. These are the tokens, maximum tokens, max input and maximum tokens, temperature, top P, presence, frequency, penalty, and the data sources. It is Azure search. This is the endpoint of your Azure AI search, okay? The index name, it is very different from the community. So, for example, it has double quotes. You have to remove double quotes. Let me show you. So this example here has some double quotes. You need to remove them. I'm sorry. Okay, you need to remove the double quotes. Here the index name is with the dollar. You need to add the actual index name. You need to also insert your AI search key. Your AI search key, right? Be careful here. Your search key, which is of course available here in your search resource in the keys. Okay. So moving on in the Visual Studio, this is a config.json as we said, and we're moving on. The type is the deployment name, which is DextAppendix ADA002. This is for the embeddings, okay, and the embedding dependency as it is called. But we are creating also actions. Actions are configuration elements in our OpenAI, in our AI services and resources that extend the capabilities of a model. For example, an action would be bring the weather, okay? But we're going in another direction. We are sending interview invitations to our interesting candidates. So this is something nice that we have added, and this is the actual this is the send interview invitation, and then we have a send email, another action. So you can have different types of actions, different type parameters, and here is how you are extending your model. You are providing your model some tools to make it more capable and um, more automated in certain cases here. So this is the config.json in the prompts chat folder of your um, Teams AI application or Agent Toolkit application. Now, of course, you need this email tool that is not available in the community repo. It is created by me with some help, of course, from Copilot for beautification. You're going to see we have a very nice HTML email template that is sent out to our candidates. Some testing here has forced me to comment out a lot of parts that I'm going to delete. Then you have the config.cs. You don't need to change anything here, but what you need is to create the application settings or app settings .json file. Here it is. You need to add for Microsoft Graph in order to be able to send emails. I'm using Graph, okay? So I need to register my application and add the tenant ID, the client secret, which address is going to be the sender, and a logout URL. This is, I'm sorry, a logo URL. This is a logo that I'm inserting in the email. So for anyone that doesn't understand what's going on here, Microsoft Graph is able to send and receive emails. But, I'm sorry, to send and yes, and receive, of course, if you have the correct code and permissions. But speaking of permissions, let's see what we mean here. SMTP is dead, okay? We're not using SMTP. There are various tools out there that can help you with your email needs. For people that work in M365 and Azure, Microsoft Graph is the direct and immediate answer to the need to send email. So how are you handling this? How are we handling this? We need to register an application. Okay, in our Entra, we are registering a new application, and this is the one that once registered, it offers us this ID, application client ID, the directory tenant ID that's there, and we are also creating a secret. We are providing these details to our application so it can utilize MS Graph. But how is it utilizing Graph? Let's see. This application that is registered into our tenant, so it belongs into our directory, has some permissions. And here are the permissions that you need to add. You need to add mail sent. You need to add user read all. And maybe if you want to send through Office 365 Exchange Online, you can add the mail send. It's not needed. I was playing around to see what's the best option. Always MS Graph. You can also use Azure Email Communication Services if you have it already enabled. If you don't, this is the easiest way. Microsoft Graph, you don't have to pay for anything, and you have absolute control over your email flow. So add permissions, application should be the permissions, okay? Application, the delegated will be already there when you do it. So you just need to add application, add the permission, Microsoft Graph, application permissions, and then you're searching for user dot read, and you will see you need user read all and mail.send. These are the API permissions that you're offering into this application for Graph API to utilize it and send emails. And how it is sending emails? through this file that I have created, the email tool. You're going to see what it's doing. It has some HTML, it has a lot of things here. As I said, I got some help, of course, so I can create a nice and beautiful email. I think we have covered almost everything. How we're going to test it? How we're going to test it? Oh, of course, program.cs. I forgot about this. This is the most important file in our application. The program.cs is the actual program of our career assistant or our copilot, right? Here you are defining how it will um, communicate with APIs, how it will consume your OpenAI, what other services are going to be implemented, okay? How it will not behave, how it will be configured, okay? This is your configuration element, the program.cs for your Copilot through the Agents Toolkit or the Teams AI Toolkit or even Visual Studio. You can say that, that's not a problem. So once you have done everything and you have parameterized everything, you need to right click on your solution and build. Okay, you're going to build your solution. You can see here in the output that everything is okay. One succeeded, one is up to date, doesn't need any changes, and no failures, no errors. In the error list, you will find any, if any, errors, so you need to figure out what's going on there. You're good to start, and you just press start or F5. Pressing start, you have also debugging enabled through your Visual Studio. What's happening right now is going to utilize, you see that, the dev tunnel, okay, to open a connection to the Teams service in order to provide me this Microsoft 365 Agents Playground, as it is called. No more Teams interface here. We have the Agents Playground now that we're going to work with. And this is really something new, okay? Not everyone is aware about this, okay? So this is our Agents Playground where we are able to utilize it. Let me restart it. Restart it. Did I forget something? No, I don't think so. I don't need authentication. I think it is starting right now. Let me give it a restart. Yes, the tunnel is open and running. No changes here. You can see here that it's connecting as a local host in a local port and it's calling API messages. And here it is. Okay, this is how you know that everything works, because it is always smart to have the Copilot present a message. This is how you know immediately that your application is working. Okay, at least in the starter phase. So here it is, our Copilot, and it's saying, hello, I'm your career assistant. I can help you with hiring tasks, including finding and reviewing candidates, sending interview invitations, general assistance, and emails, and all that nice, very nice stuff. So what we can do here is ask for skills among our candidates. Remember those resumes PDF? So I'm looking for a Python expert in machine learning. Anyone on your list or in your knowledge base? You are just discussing with your Copilot in natural language. Okay? You can be as natural as you want. And sometimes it's the best way to get the most efficient answers because it's your language. Okay? And yeah, of course, I have this one, the full stack AI engineer with expertise in Python and machine learning, extensive experience, blah blah blah. I would like to see someone else, anyone else. Otherwise, we have to find another skill to ask for. Anyone else? Yes, we have also this, Yu Shibata. Of course, you can open here the references and it will bring the relevant piece from the PDF file that is stored in Azure AI Search. And in reality, it's bringing together the information using the embeddings. This orientation, okay, orientation numerics. We have also this person, of course, and you can see here that we are getting Chinese, but it doesn't matter. We are also translating flawlessly, and here is what we can see from their CV. So let's say that we like the first person and send an email. Let me see now. I'm going to play a little bit around to Costa Pasa for an interview for the senior developer role. Uh, Friday, the 29th at 3 p.m. So now this is something that I want to explore a little bit with you. If I provide the name of the candidate, will it be able to understand the email and send also the mail? Because the email is there and it will understand it, but will understand that this is what we are looking for and this is what we need to extract in order to send the email. Let me see. Let me see. Yes, you see that it was able to extract the email from the CV of this user, and we're going to get it in our email, which is this one. You see here, that's a very nice email. This is uh, the the K Pasadis Outlook email. Uh, it's 159. You can see here that this is exactly what we got in matter of milliseconds. Okay, of course this is templated and it was created in the email file that we were able to create in our Visual Studio. A very nice automation method. Everything is happening with a natural language, and our Copilot is always there to assist us. Of course, again, we could have used other PDF files, for example, manuals or learning materials, and do something else. We could use, for example, again, the email to send parts of the materials to other colleagues or to ourselves. A lot of things that we can do. I'm have lost the sense of time to tell you the truth, but I think that's okay. Let me see how I'm going to show you. Okay, we're 45 minutes, yes. So now we want finally, we are happy with our tests, okay? We are working in Visual Studio. Here how you perform debugging. You can see the output which is the most important console once you start running your applications. You will get messages here about what's going on. Of course, you have these diagnostic tools. Okay, you can stop here, you can pause, and you can restart. Let me stop. And usually, this is how you are deploying Microsoft Teams. Right click on your project, Microsoft 365 Agents Toolkit, select your account. I have this one. It's a super user, this one. And these are the permissions now, other permissions. Custom app upload. Oh no, I have added these permissions. Maybe didn't understood it yet. Let me refresh it a little bit. Custom app upload. Let me re-log in. That's not a problem. Probably it's a login issue because you see I won't touch anything and it will understand that these are the permissions already set. And these were the permissions that I show you once we started. Okay. Microsoft. Yes. Add the password. We're gonna get an MFA. I'm sorry for that, but you know, it's not optional. It's mandatory now, and it's a good thing that it is mandatory. I don't want to perform any management of my device. Now I'm logging in with the same user. I don't know why it says custom app upload permission disabled. Did I change anything? Let's go back to the Microsoft Teams. It's always interesting to see things happen, huh? You're able to troubleshoot and learn more. Let's see why. Custom app upload permissions. Maybe I did change. Custom app upload permissions. Manage apps. Permission policies. Okay, you need to do it from here. Okay, no problem. I will go to the global skip to Teams. Teams apps, yes, Teams apps. Come on. Okay, I didn't see that. I'm sorry. Teams apps, permission policies, setup policies, global. Upload custom maps, it's on. So it should be able to understand it, but it doesn't. Let me select once more the account. Yes, and now it woke up. It happens. Okay, you can't blame it. So I have selected the account and um, I have to build the manifest and execute a number of steps to create my app. So I have the publish where I can get it as a Docker. I can publish it via the developer portal, and also let me show you the Microsoft. It's the dev. the dev portal for Teams. Yes, this is how we're going to distribute. Is this one? Yes, it's this one. I need access, of course. I don't have access right now. I need to add access through an administrator, so I will be able through the developer portal to publish my app. And this is how you also publish applications so other organizations can find them. You can also publish apps only for your organization. Okay, but we're stopping right now. We're not going to go deeper on how we're going to build our app. In reality, there are some steps that are quite important. You need to create your manifest file. Uh, you need to create a bot service in the cases of AI, for example. There are some steps that we're going to see them probably in another presentation. But today was dedicated for our Copilot using Teams AI library and .NET, and this is what we did. I hope you really liked it, and I hope you find it interesting. It's a small part of what we actually can achieve, and imagine organizations leveraging this technology and having everything into their mobile phones through Teams. Okay, and now with the coming of the MCP servers, where you have access to a wide range of capabilities through just one interface, imagine uh, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit, and that's the reality. I'm very grateful that I was able to present this session today for We Do AI 2025. Tune in, everyone. Other amazing sessions as well coming up and have been probably already delivered. Thank you so much. Have a great morning, afternoon, or night. Bye bye.